Taking Care of Business. I'm Lori Higgins, President of the Metro North Chamber of Commerce. The Metro North Chamber is a nonprofit organization dedicated to serving the needs of the area business community. Taking Care of Business is one way in which we get to talk about local issues, events, and businesses. I'm excited about today's show because we get to talk about all three of those issues at the same time. We're going to be talking more about our annual Summer Food Fest event, which is an annual event we do every June in Aquator Park. It's an outdoor, family-friendly, fun, food-filled event. How's that for alliteration? We're going to be talking more about the different sorts of food and activities that will happen at this event, which will be on June 17th. But we want to talk a little bit more about why we do it and the partners who are involved. This event really goes to showcase several nonprofit organizations to build community awareness as well as funds for those events. One of our event partners is Toys for Joy, and so my first guest today is Kenna Yazbek, who is representing Toys for Joy organization. Thanks for coming.
Thanks, Lori.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about your role with Toys for Joy?
My role is a volunteer committee member for our active committee, and I've been doing that about 8 years.
Wow, it's a long time to volunteer.
It is.
No, that's great. Now, when was Toys for Joy established?
In 1986.
And what brought it about?
We came about, the realtors started a nonprofit to serve the kids of Anoka County for their need for toys during the Christmas season.
And you said realtors,
season.
and so Toys for Joy is really an organization that is part of the Realtors Association,
It is.
right?
That's how it was started.
Okay. And so who exactly does Toys for Joy serve?
Greater Anoka County.
Okay. And the purpose, again, is to bring toys to those kids who might not have it.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
So how do you go about getting those toys for those kids?
We fundraise all through the year, and then we shop right before distribution, and we also have drop sites kind of in the beginning of December where people can drop toys off, and then we sort them by age, and then that allows the families to come to the armory during a designated time and day, and they get to shop for their children.
That's wonderful.
It is fun.
So how do families find out about Toys for Joy if they might be in need of that service?
Absolutely. The applications come out in October, and they're at the Anoka County Public Libraries, the food shelves, and then also at the Anoka County offices. And they fill out the application, send it in, and then they're processed through the county.
Okay. And do you have any idea about how many toys you've distributed?
You know, I don't have a total. I do know in the last year we did right around 1,000 families, approximately 35 to 4,000 kids.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That's awesome.
Making a lot of happy Christmases.
Yes.
That's great. And I bet that distribution day, is it a one day or more?
2 days.
2 days? I bet that's just phenomenal seeing all those families come in and pick
It's
something
amazing.
up.
We always say once you come to distribution, you always want to come and volunteer. It's a great event.
I'm sure. And so tell me a little bit about throughout the year, you said you do a variety of things.
We do.
So it's not just Christmas that Toys for Joy is focused. It's a year-long effort to get all of those toys.
Absolutely. We fundraise all year long, and we'll be at the Summer Food Fest. We'll have a drop site there that day. We'll have a dunk tank. We'll raise some money and serve some snow cones also. And then, but we do have a golf tournament and an auction, and we do some other kinds of events like that.
That's great. And now you talked about being a drop site at Summer Food Fest, so I don't want to forget, if people bring an unwrapped toy, they will receive a free soda in return, as well as knowing that they have now made a child's Christmas a lot brighter.
Absolutely. It's
now,
wonderful.
You also mentioned funds, because you need more than just toys, you need funds to move your organization forward. So can you talk to me more about what the fundraising does?
Absolutely. The funds that we receive then, the week before distribution, we take one day and we actually put those funds back into local retailers. We're able to get a discount from them, a nice discount. So we're able to kind of turn those funds into toys. And it works out really nice, because then if we have a need in specific age groups, because we do tend to suffer a little bit in the older age groups. Toys are always more expensive for them. They want more expensive things.
Sure.
So it's a harder price point, and then we're able to purchase those toys for distribution.
Excellent. So what are some of the toys then that you would request that someone could bring to the Summer Food Fest event? What would be some good ideas?
Things for the older kids, you know, even curling irons or straighteners, makeup kits for the older girls, like the Axe body spray packs. Those are really popular for the boys. Any anything that the older kids tend to like, any kind of electronic, anything, earbuds, those kinds of things are very popular.
Okay, good ideas.
Yeah.
Now, how many volunteers does it take throughout the year to make Toys for Joy
We
run?
have actually a small committee.
Oh.
There's only roughly about 10 of us
Okay.
actively serving on the committee, but we use the public and our realtor family to fundraise and do other things all throughout the year.
So then if the public wanted to get involved, there's opportunities throughout the year that they can volunteer, donate, be drop-off sites?
Absolutely, and we're always looking for ways to partner and to fundraise and get awareness of the organization as well. A lot of people don't even know it exists. So
Right. So you're a small local nonprofit with a really big impact,
Absolutely.
and it all stays local.
Absolutely.
So if someone wanted to get a hold of you or the Toys for Joy organization, what would be the best way for them to reach out?
You can do it through the Realtor website or through toysforjoy.org.
Perfect. Good. Well, we are very excited to have you partner with us at the Summer Food Fest. And so for those who don't know, all the funds that are raised at the Summer Food Fest all go back to Toys for Joy as well as the Chamber, and we'll talk more about that in a little bit. But we're so
Awesome.
pleased to work with such an important local nonprofit.
Thank you.
So,
We're excited too.
wonderful. Well, we're going to talk more about the Summer Food Fest event in just a moment, but first we're going to take a short commercial break.
Change the channel. Change the channel. Make a sound. Share the echo.
Share the echo and show the world your face. It is your right to seek.
It is your right to receive. It is your right to impart.
The doors of public distribution are constantly changing.
It is our duty to bar those doors from closing.
We will not let our voices be silenced through legislation, through commodification, through the lumbering giants pulling the plug. I believe in public access.
I believe in public access. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Taking Care of Business. My next guest is Mike Thorsland with Nationwide Insurance. Mike is a member of our board of directors on the Chamber, as well as the title sponsor for this year's Summer Food Fest, and thank you very much for being the title sponsor.
You're welcome.
So I want to talk a little bit about how this event all got started. We started back in 2011, and you were really one of the founding members of putting this together. In fact, I think you brought the original idea to the table. So can you talk a
Yeah.
little bit about how it all came about?
Sure. I had attended similar events in other communities, and I just saw what a fun event that they were, and I also found out more about what it does on the back end and what good it does for the community. So that's why I brought it
Right.
to our community to see if we couldn't replicate that.
Which we did, and quite successfully,
Yep.
because now we're in our 4th year. So,
Yep.
And what has your role been as Nationwide in the past couple of years?
I've been on the committee to help get it rolling, and I've been involved in trying to get restaurants on board and sponsorships, and just try to make the event the best we can be.
Right, and we couldn't do it without the restaurants and the sponsors, that's for sure.
Yep.
So what made you decide to be the title sponsor again this year?
I grew up in this community, and it's just important to me to have a successful event because I want to give back to the community.
Right, and we appreciate that. And you talked about being a part of the community. Nationwide's a big part of the community. Talk a little bit about Nationwide and what sets you apart from other insurance companies.
To be honest, it's our agency. We are rated in the top 10% in the nation when it comes to customer service, and it comes down to the service. It's the backbone of our agency, and you can buy your insurance anywhere. You watch
Right.
TV, you'll see 10 different commercials for 10 different companies,
Right.
and it comes down back to our agency and us wanting to service the community.
And so what sort of services do you provide?
We do auto insurance, homeowners insurance, umbrellas, boat, all your different toys, life insurance, commercial insurance as well. So
Okay,
the
a
whole
wide
gamut.
variety.
Yeah.
So if somebody wanted to find out more about your Nationwide agency, what's the best way for them to reach you?
Well, they can find us on Facebook at TC Insurance Group. They can go to our website, which is also tcinsurancegroup.com, or obviously give us a call at 763-398-8770.
Perfect. And now Nationwide's going to have a big presence at the Food Fest this year. And so what will you be doing?
We'll have a booth there, and we'll also have a little truck there for advertising. So we're just looking forward to it. It's a fun time.
And you're not talking about just a little truck. You're talking about a big truck.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Very exciting. And so Now, we would be remiss if we didn't thank some of our other sponsors for this event because they are crucial in putting this all together. So I just want to quickly read who else is involved in this event from a financial standpoint. So I'm going to read it because I don't want to forget anybody. So this year, some of our key sponsors are the Blaine Festival, Bond Fee, Counselor Realty, Edgewood Senior Living, and the Emma B. Howe YMCA in Coon Rapids, Financial One Credit Union, Mate Precision Tooling, and SPAR, the St. Paul Area Association of Realtors. And so that is a phenomenal group of people that we have. So I think it's our most amount of businesses and organizations that we've ever had pulled together to help support this event. So very thrilled. I think it really validates what we're doing and why we're doing it. So. Now, you're also on our board of directors, which I mentioned before, at the Chamber. And as I mentioned, the Chamber is a nonprofit, and we do a lot of things, not just for the businesses, but for the entire community. So I'm hoping that you will talk a little bit about some of the other things that we do at the Chamber as to why it's important for us to continue to raise awareness.
Economic development, we have our scholarship foundation, and, and at the Chamber, while we want to strive for a strong, thriving business community, you can't have that unless the community around it is also thriving, and we want to help do that.
Right, exactly. Well, and our scholarship foundation is something that I want to circle back to for a minute. We've had that for a number of years. Can you talk a little bit more as to kind of what that means and who we're targeting with the scholarship?
The people in our local community here. So we've Anoka, Coon Rapids, Blaine High Schools, Spring Lake Park. I believe it's also involved in that, and the local community, the local kids.
Right, because I think we all realize that having a strong local workforce is important. Getting those kids to graduate and then stay here and be a part of the local workforce, and that will really help build our entire area from an economic development standpoint, from a workforce development standpoint, and we've got great talent here and we want to keep them here. So I know the Chamber is really proud to be a part of that.
Yep, for sure.
So yes, and some of the other ways that you're involved in the Chamber, can you talk a little bit about what else you do?
Well, as I said, I'm on the board of directors, and in the past I've been on the wine committee and on the ambassador committee and many different committees that way.
Right, and I think being able to provide people those connections and build those professional relationships also goes a long way in why we do what we do, because it's all about getting people to know each other, to build that trust, to build those relationships, and really bring the entire community together in lots of different avenues.
And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that we're also the sponsor of our Sunrise networking program that we have as well.
That's right. Can you talk about the networking program and what that is?
Yeah, sure. It's a group of business owners that, or people that are in sales, that they meet every other week for breakfast, and we try to help each other out by passing opportunities to each other.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's been a wonderful, very well-received group that we have, and people really get together, and not only do they pass referrals, but they gain friendships out of it.
Right.
So.
Yep, some of my best friends I made in the Chamber.
Right.
So.
Well, I love that, and that's a perfect way to segue, I think, from what we just talked about, take another quick commercial break, and then spend the rest of our time on really what we're all here for, which is the Summer Food Fest, and talk more about what people can do and see at that event. So after one more commercial break, we'll come back and talk more about the Summer Food Fest. Stay tuned.
Begin transmission of North Metro TV Channel 15. With local professionally produced shows, Channel 15 is unlike any other station on cable TV.
With exclusive interviews and stories, North Metro TV News covers the issues that matter in the community. New episodes premiere Fridays at 6:30 p.m.
High school sports highlights and a recap of your teams, Blaine, Centennial, and Spring Lake Park. Watch Sports Den, new episodes each Wednesday, live at 6 p.m.
Watch Inside Entertainment to find out which movies you'll want to check out at the theater.
Pierre Roddy to the 10, 5, touchdown Cougars!
Educational and informative programming focused on local events created to inform our communities on issues regarding public safety.
NMTV can also be watched anywhere in the world live, on the web, and on demand at northmetrotv.com.
Well, welcome back. I'm excited to be spending the rest of this time talking about our Summer Food Fest event, and I have both guests with me, Mike Thorslund from Nationwide and Canada Yazbek from Toys for Joy. So we are going to talk a little bit more about what people can expect when they come to the 4th annual Summer Food Fest event, which is on Tuesday, June 17th at Aquatoire Park. And for those who don't know, Aquator Park is in a great location. It's just right off of Highway 10 and Highway 65. It's between the Marianne Senior Center and Fogarty Arena. And it's a beautiful park with a beautiful walkway where everyone is lined up and down the walkway. So you come in one side, you go up, you go down, and stay as long as you wish. It's from 4:30 to 7 this year, right? Yep. So, well, let's first talk about the food, because that's really one of the biggest parts about the event. With over 21 vendors, there is no way that people can leave hungry.
Absolutely not.
Right.
We talk about samples, but I think it's fair to say that some restaurants try to outdo each other by filling their plates with as big of a portion as possible. So what are some of the favorite food that you've had in the past?
Acapulco is always one of my favorites.
Yeah.
The Tavern also is a favorite, not only because they also serve alcohol, but they also...
We call that the cash bar.
But they also generally have some food there to sample too, but everything is good. Everything.
Right.
You know, even Cub Foods, they always bring like fruit, and it's always so fresh.
It is.
And it's good.
They do the nice fruit skewers.
Right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's everything from sweets to savory to fresh to fried. So in fact,
Everything.
Acapulco does a great job. You said, I think they bring, is it chicken tacos or chicken fajitas? So this isn't just things that you just, take out of a tub. People are there cooking and
Absolutely.
grilling, and we've got people, smoking things.
It's almost hard
like
to
a
say
pig
a
roast sort of
favorite.
thing. Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
Because everything's so unique, and everyone's just like good.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And you did mention the Tavern, and I think we should do a special shout out to them because they are coming back as our cash bar provider, and so they will be having some food samples. I know in the past they've always brought their wonderful famous salad as well as their bruschetta and then the cash bar. So that's a very fun one to ensure that you fill up on. Baker Square has come out with pie samples, and they've traditionally done a pie eating contest.
Oh, that's hilarious. My son has pie all over his face, and sometimes we get some chamber members to get involved in that too. And
I did do it once, although I think I have deleted all the photos from that I've been able to find. So it was a fun experience, although I think I tasted key lime pie for quite some time afterwards. So yep, so again, over 21 restaurants, and we also have some vendors who come who aren't restaurants, who come and they want to showcase what they do. I know Edgewood Senior Living is a new senior living facility in Blaine. We went to their open house and ribbon cutting a month or so ago, and I didn't really realize it. I mean, they have a chef on site who prepares all the meals for the residents at Edgewood, and he is phenomenal. He's like Top Chef worthy. The things that he prepared that night were amazing, and so he's coming out to showcase what they do at Edgewood, and is bringing some chicken tenderloins, I believe, with quinoa salad, which to me sounds better than what I'm having for dinner tonight. So very excited for all of those restaurants now and vendors. Now there's also lots of family-friendly activities that we have, which is, by the way, all of this is included in the ticket price. So once you come in, all the food is free, all the activities are free. And kids 12 and under are free, so it doesn't get much more free than that.
Free.
That's right. Now Toys for Joy, obviously very kid-focused. You have a very kid-friendly booth. So tell us again what you're doing.
We do. We'll collect toys and be a drop site that day. And then we'll have our famous dunk tank again this year. And you just never know who's going to climb in there and who's going to kind of take the brunt of it. Right. And then we do snow cones. And if you bring a toy, then we'll also, you'll be able to get a soda in exchange. So
very nice.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
And what does your son enjoy for the family-friendly activities?
You know, the hairspray thing.
The crazy hair.
That was super popular.
You know, he just loves that, and the bouncy, and the pie eating contest too, because any chance to get his face messy, he's all over that.
Yeah, and this year the Crazy Hair is being donated by Hair Designers of Blaine, so they are coming out and donating all of their time and product, and they'll be doing crazy hair the entire time. And as a mother of 2 girls, I'm familiar with how popular that is.
Yeah.
We'll keep
even
them
the boys,
busy.
even the boys, they like that. So.
And what I like about it as a parent is not only is it free, but they can go stand in line at the Crazy Hair, and I can go eat food. So at a lot of places that you go, you have to stand in line for like 2 hours with your kids. It doesn't take this long, but still, they can go and stand in line, and I can go off and eat something and socialize.
Yep.
So, and the socializing is an important part of this event too. We have over 500 people who come out to this park and celebrate the evening with us. And it's everyone from families to business leaders to community leaders to elected officials. So I always tell our chamber members, our businesses, that they should come with a lot of business cards and think of it as a place to make connections, because you never know who you're going to meet.
Yep, I agree. It's one of the best things about it. You know, I mean, I love the food, but the company is great as well.
Right. Right, and I mentioned elected officials. They always love to come out and get to meet their constituents and find out what's going on. It's almost like a parade, just all condensed along one little route. So, yep. And so
that's a great analogy.
Thank you.
It is. It's fun.
Right, and we do have a police car there, and the police explorers are handing out stickers. There's a fire truck there, and kids can explore that. You mentioned the bouncy house. There's also face painting, which is another thing that kids just adore. And then they can stand in line for that while mom and dad go off and enjoy some food. So lots of fun things for the kids to do. Now, something new that we have this year, and I want to thank Toys for Joy for helping to arrange this, is we have live music this year. We have a band, so tell us about that.
Simpson Row, and they play great music, all kinds of different kinds of music. They appeal to lots of different audiences. They're a great band. We're excited to have them this year, and they're coming out and donating their time, so it's fabulous. Cool. It'll be fun.
Absolutely. And I should also state too that if people want more information about the different restaurants that we have, the activities, they can certainly go onto our Facebook site. We have a Summer Food Fest page, and that will be updated pretty much on a daily basis between now and June 17th with information. Otherwise, they can call the chamber or look on our website, and they can get a brochure that will have all that information too.
Yeah, like us on Facebook and share our page and get that out there to the community, because again, it's all going back to a good cause.
Exactly.
So get the word out.
Right, exactly. And all the restaurants will have brochures and posters as well. So if you visit any of the local restaurants who are a part of it, you can take one of those brochures and get that information. And we really encourage people to support those restaurants too, because they are all donating their time and their food and their staff time to come out and showcase what they do and help support this event. And so we hope people will go back and kind of share that support back to them by patronizing their restaurants. So, and that's what it's all about, is building the community, and partnering together so that kids have toys. The chamber can help support the students and the workforce, that we have, our economic development efforts, and the other partners that we have in the community.
Right. And I don't know if you mentioned that too, and a lot of times, and maybe you just said this, but the restaurants have coupons there too.
Yes, they do.
That people are take away, and so they do go back and visit those restaurants again, but at a discount. So.
Right, yeah, very good point. So it's a win-win. And in fact, this year we lowered the ticket price, which we haven't even talked about. So we really want to encourage this to be as family-friendly as possible. And so the ticket price has been lowered down to $15 a person, with kids 12 and under for free. And so you can't even take a family of 4 out to eat for that.
Yeah.
So
it's a steal.
Right. So any last words that you would like to talk about for Toys for Joy and why this is so important to them and your efforts?
It is really important to us. It's important. I mean, we want all the kids of Anoka County to have a good holiday season, and it's an important event to us, so we're really looking forward to it.
Good, and I really hope that that collection box that we have at the Summer Food Fest is filled up with those new unwrapped toys that we're encouraging people to bring. So,
Me too. Thank you, Lori.
Yeah, thank you. And Mike, on behalf of Nationwide and the Chamber, anything else that you would like to discuss?
Other than this, we're just really excited to be a part of it again. We're really excited to partner with Toys for Joy. It's close to our heart, and we're excited for it. So.
Right. As are we. Well, thank you both very much for being my guest today and talking more about Toys for Joy and Nationwide and the Metro North Chamber, and last but not least, the Summer Food Fest. So we will see you there on Tuesday, June 17th at Aquator Park, and we will have a fantastic evening once again. So
thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, and thank you once again for watching another episode of Taking Care of Business.
Business here in Blaine, and I have for the last 21 years. I used to do insurance business with somebody on the south side of town, and I looked for a long time for somebody that I knew, somebody here that I could bring that business to. I changed all my insurance to Nationwide because I wanted to deal with somebody that I knew. I didn't want to deal with an 800 number, I wanted to deal with somebody local. And Nationwide fit that bill perfectly.
I can tell you countless times where I've had to call my agent at 7:30 o'clock at night and he answers the phone for me, or he's sending me back texts on Sunday night at 10 o'clock at night. I feel like it's more than just a business relationship, but it's actually a friendship.
Our biggest belief is we take care of our customers. It's what we stand for, it's who we are. We are in the top 10% in the nation when it comes to customer service, and we're very proud of that.
Locally here at Nationwide, we can meet with them in person during business hours. If it's after hours, we'll make an appointment as well if it's convenient for them. We'll meet them at their house, their business, whatever it takes.
Instead of calling one of these 1-800 numbers and getting somebody from a different state, let alone a different country, trying to figure out exactly what I need. No, that's super important. Just knowing that I can come in and they can take care of me if I ever need to.
We can do things over the phone, over the internet, and we don't just have a one-fits-all. We kind of tailor it to whatever you need.
The best part about working at Nationwide really is helping the customer.
When somebody comes to Nationwide for a quote, I like to cover them as if it was me calling in with my kids. I have a teenage daughter, so I know what it's like to try and get insurance coverage, and teenage drivers are expensive, but I try and teach them about the value of what they've got.
With Nationwide, we sell all kinds of insurance, obviously personal lines, so auto, home, health, life.
Nationwide also does commercial insurance, bonds, annuities, pretty much anything you'd need on a personal level.
The best part of this job for me is, one, coming into work, knowing you have a team that surrounds you and is looking out for your best interest as an agent, and they're great to bounce questions off of. We've got approximately 26 years of experience sitting in this office.
Working with Nationwide amongst all the other agencies that I've worked with, bar none, they are at the top in the industry as far as handling claims, servicing the claims, and making sure things and taking those shortcuts to make sure that everything turns out great.
I've been very happy with what they've done for my clients. They not only save them money, service is a very important piece to me and my client, and that's number one for them. In the past, the service I've gotten from other places just hasn't been to the same caliber as I've received from Nationwide Insurance.
We're unique here because we have personal knowledge. We have a lot of involvement in the Blaine, Andover, Coon Rapids communities.
I grew up here. I grew up a few blocks away from my office, and I love our community. I'm very involved in different organizations.
Anybody that's involved with the community and have a stake in the community, obviously they want to make sure that their reputation is intact, they're providing service to their customers, and they provide a good reputation amongst the area that they serve.
Allegra has been committed to growing this area for quite some time, and that's one of the reasons that we wanted to deal with Nationwide, because Nationwide is committed to growing this community as well. So when we can partner with somebody that we have common interests in, that makes a win-win for all.
We're competitively priced in the marketplace.
I had a friend who, he referred somebody that owns a business, and he was paying almost twice as much for a competitive company, and I was able to save him over $12,000 a year for his commercial business, for his auto insurance, and get his personal lines and everything taken care of as well. We saved him probably $18,000 a year.
Being able to just have one company to deal with so I don't have to worry about anything, and that's what I found when I was going through a lot of the brokers, is that I was making payments to all sorts of different companies from here, there, and wherever. With Nationwide, I just come in and make just that one payment, and I know everything's taken care of.
For us, it comes back to taking care of our customers. It's not only just something that we do, it's something that it's in our heart, that we really care about.
We work very hard to, respond to customers' requests, and we're trustworthy, we're reliable, we're here, we have a storefront, we're in the community.